Hey, so it's been a couple of days. Oh man, 1 second. I think I misclicked something. I'm not sure if I'm still live. So let me make sure that I am. Mm, Okay, we are still live. So all right. So um, in the last couple of days, I actually worked on the game and made a few changes. I'm not sure from where. Maybe from here, right? Like just inverse the. Oh yeah. So I made a small change for the get diminishing decrease. I just in like inversed the increase by making one minus get diminish, right? So because the get diminish function actually used single division, but I mean what? Give me 1 second. I think there's a issue here. Let me actually have a look at that. It was stat definition. So okay, my bad. So basically, the get diminishing only had one division, and the get diminishing increase only had one division, and the get diminishing decrease had two division operators. Division is kind of expensive compared to multiplying, not by a lot, but still every little things matter, right? I could get the same effect by simply inversing whatever we get from this. So I did that. And then implement active skill target system. So now the skills need to be selected, like what type of target are we looking for this particular skill. Only the active skills though for now. So when we drag and drop it on the player or enemy, it does like appropriate targets. It validates the appropriate target. And then basic victory and defeat panel is just an empty scene, empty panel that just gets enabled, and we just click on next to go back to the battle main scene. Re-enable gameplay. Earlier we had an issue where after the battle, when we go back to the main menu, the player's state was getting reset, like he got all the lost hull and everything. So to fix that, instead of reloading the game, we just enable it because it was already enabled earlier. So if we go here, right now we have main menu scene, but when I click on that, it's going to completely remove the main menu scene and loads the gameplay main scene, right? But when I click on battle, main scene is still there. It's just loaded the battle scene as additive. And let's say wait a minute, let's actually defeat these guys because so I'm going to defeat this in turn. I received some damage, so right now our shields is at 7.5. So if we end the turn and click on skip reward for now, we are going back to the main menu scene, But unlike before, we are not completely reloading the scene. We are simply unloading the battle scene and re-enabling the main scene. So the states actually retain. Okay, after that, move on. Okay, I just made some improvements to my scene management system, and then create derived skill classes. So unlike before, we now have derived classes for each skill. For example, we have single shot. Let me go here, click on this. So we have single shot, multi-shot, chain shot, and so on. And then change the attack and take damage methods to coroutines. Unlike before we did everything inside the before the attack and damage take damage methods were normal methods, and for the delay, for example, for the enemy classes, right? Enemies round, enemies turn, we made the delay right inside the turn manager. Let's have a look at that. If we go to the enemy routine, if I find it, escape battle routine. Escape battle routine is, yeah, here it is. This enemy routine. Okay, we are still only waiting at the beginning, but after each attack we were waiting right inside this for each loop. But now, since we are returning this coroutine, enemy dot attack routine, let's have a look. Here again, there is no delay inside this either, but we are returning a coroutine of take damage routine, right? But inside this we are adding a 1 second delay, but we can change this, like we can have this as a field for each skill, and pass the, like, how much time it's going to take for that skill to do its thing. Yeah, so right now we are not doing that. That is actually the next step, not just the delay, but the damage itself. Right now we are creating this damage info inside the spaceship's attack routine, but we need to do this inside the skill itself, because let me just show you quick. This is just a rough sketch of what I want. So here we have a single shot. It does X percentage of attack power as specific damage type, and then we have a multi-shot that is going to like fire n shots, each dealing Y% attack power. And then we have then I added a chain attack that simply, chains more enemies. For these things to work, we need to take the targets into the skills themselves and then work those things inside there. So I think now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we can turn these back to normal methods instead of enumerators. But let's see how it goes. There's no harm in having it as an enumerator anyways, if we are doing everything in a single frame. All right, let's go to our single shot for now. So I want the single shot to have a flat damage, and then a damage percentage of our total attack power. We're going to combine those two, and we also have this attack type. For now, I've selected the kinetic. We need to implement this. So how best to go about it? Okay. One second. Yeah. Now let's go to the base class and see what are all the methods we need to expose as a virtual method. So we have execute routine, and this is getting called from the skill button UI. So we need to expose this as a virtual. I mean, we need to make this a virtual method so we can override from the other skills. Okay, what are we doing inside this? We are checking if we can execute, and then is the target valid, and then we are starting the coroutine, right? Okay, so let's make these protected. We can call it from the derived class and go back to our single shot. And then override execute routine, and I'm not going to call the base class, but I'm going to do these two exactly like how they are, and then the total damage. Initial damage will be damage plus owner spaceship needs to become a protected variable as well. Owner spaceship dot attack power times damage percentage divided by 100. Okay, and then we are going to create the damage info right here. Damage info will be new damage info. I'm going to actually do it like this. So initial damage will be initial damage. Let me rename this to total damage or final damage. Let's just call it damage. Okay, DAMAG. Is anyone else like this without naming? I mean, I take so much time and can't even come up with a good name. Okay, and then we need to set the remaining damage as the initial damage as well. And then what else do we have? Damage type. Let me just open this here. I think having a constructor should be more helpful. So when we create the damage info, public damage info, damage info, we need wait a minute. We need the initial damage, remaining damage, damage type, attacker. Do we have attacker here? Yeah, we do. This one is the attacker, and then attacker is the owner, and then target. Yeah, these 5 methods. So I'm going to generate constructor for that. Yeah, okay, I knew I was messing up something. Okay, now I can simply go here. Now we don't have an empty constructor, so that's why we are getting that error. So total damage, and then we need to pass the total damage again for the remaining damage, and then damage type, and then the attacker is the owner, and then target ship is the, well, target. Now we can pass this into wherever we are going to call that from. Where was it? So execute routine. Inside this, we are starting a routine like this, right? So we are going to pass our damage info into the target spaceship. I mean, into this attack routine instead of the target spaceship. So I'm going to do that. Go to this method, replace this with the damage info, and then this will be just info. All right. Now, I don't need to do these things. So I'm going to remove that. Remove them. Let's call this damage info. And then we need a target here. So let's create a target and assign it like this instead of like renaming everything. And then finally, we're going to pass the damage info into the damage routine. Perfect. Now, inside the take damage routine, we are waiting for 1 second, right? Here we can simply like add a new field into the damage info, like skill duration or something like that, and then put that right there. Hang on. I think I'm missing something. We don't even need to do these things. Or maybe we do. Yeah, fine. So what I was thinking of was this works for the single shot, but what about the multi shot and chain shots, right? So I think what we are going to do is we're going to we are going to treat the damage take damage routine as a single event, and for multi shots we are going to call this 3 times. If we are going to do, we are going to fire 3 times, right? And that makes sense also. So I'm going to do that. Just give me a second. All right. So what else was? Yeah. Okay, that works, right? So while I'm at it, let me just add the delay as well. So this will be like public float duration, skill duration, not for damage or okay, there you go. Thank you, Copilot. And now we need to go back to our active skill, not the active skill, my bad, single shot, and send that as well. So in the active skill, I'm going to create a serialized field of type protected, of access protected, This will be a float, and I'm going to call this. No, my bad. Instead of having this here, I'm going to do that in the derived classes itself, because what if I need the duration to be different for each shot or different effects, right? So let's have that here. Private float damage delay. Damage delay or duration, which is better? Oh. Duration. uh, Skill duration. There you go. And I'm going to set this as 1F as default and pass the skill duration, and that takes care of that. Now we need to change wherever we are calling the damage info. Wherever we are calling the attack routine now. So let me make it throw those errors and go there and fix those things. First, it is inside the active skill itself. Since this is a abstract class, we can just remove this. Yeah, we can just remove this. Just return null, bro. Yeah. If we are going to do that anyways, what I'm gonna do instead is make this abstract virtual. Does that work, or is it the other way around, like this? No. What am I missing? Public virtual abstract enumerator, and this is going to method cannot be marked as virtual. Oh, I see. Fine. So if it's abstract method, we don't need the virtual anyways. So abstract is going to force all the derived classes to have this coroutine no matter what. So inside this, we are going to define what we need. So all the derived classes should be throwing up those errors now, which is a good thing. See? Let's see if we can implement like this. Yep, we can. Oh, yeah. Hang on. We need to return null. Return null. Again, from here. Return null. Okay. We are only going to focus on single shot for now. Then it's in the turn manager for enemy attack routine, and also like we have a debug method for player routine, right? So for this, what I'm thinking is we get these things from the enemy class itself. Yeah. Each enemy class will have different attack pattern. So we are going to get the damage info and everything from there. All right. So here we need a damage info. For now, I'm going to create a simple one. Let's just call it damage info. New damage info, and the damage will be, at least we can get the damage from enemy dot damage attack, get stats, attack power, and then do the enemies need the stats now that I've changed how these things work? I don't think so. But then I think it's a good idea to keep it. Yeah, maybe. Like as long as I have some think a little before implementing some changes, it should be fairly easy to do new things. Okay. Yeah, for now we are just going to return the attack power, and then same thing for the what remaining damage, and then this will be kinetic. Owner is the enemy, and the target is a player spaceship. And here we need to pass like how long do you want to wait between attack. So I'm going to, I mean, for this particular attack, so I'm going to do that and pass this damage info into this. And similar to that, this is just a just a debug method. So I'm going to create damage info, and we do the same thing for the player this time. Okay, save these two changes, go back to Unity. All right, I think it should be working, but we need to change the skill prefabs. Nope, nothing to change here. Okay, let's hit play and see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna equip this, and we have 18 attack bar, and if I drag and drop it, obviously we can't do anything. It says we are executing the skill, which is not a good place to have. I mean, this is not a good place to have this debug log method, so I'm going to remove that. Clearly we did not execute it, right? So then, oh, we need to reset the cooldown and everything. Anyways, for now I'm going to start and drag and drop this, and we did the damage. How much? So what, where is this from? From the attack routine it says 0 damage, which is odd because we should already have all the damage info right here, right? Oh yeah, okay, fine. So here because because we called that function before we got the damage back from that method, it still had 0 absorbed damages. So we're going to move it to the bottom like that. And then what? Okay, this is working. We need to fix the cooldown time. Yeah, let's do that. Fix the cooldown time. So these two changes should apply as soon as I save everything. So let's go to the execute routine here, and we need to go to the one shot. Where is our single shot? Here. Here after. So yeah, when we come here we are already done. So let's actually do the damage, I mean cooldown and everything before we start the routine. So if we go back to the parent class, we have this cooldown. We need to apply the base cooldown, right? So cooldown, current cooldown equals apply cooldown. Is there a apply cooldown? Where are you? Here, right? So what were we doing earlier? Apply reduction. Should we take the same thing? Yeah. Apply reduction is the method that we need for this as well. Apply reduction. We need to get the stat type from this namespace, and then we need to set the base cooldown as protected, and oh yeah, okay, and then set the current cooldowns set to protected as well. And what else? Once we are done with the cooldown, we need to reduce the energy as well. So turn manager instance energy, current energy minus equals current energy cost. All right. Now if I just save everything and go back to Unity, press play, new game, battle, equip. Now obviously we don't get that the debug line, and when we start the match, we did some damage. It took like 1 second for the whole thing to happen, and then I mean after the damage it actually had a delay there, and then player spaceship attacked the enemy 3 clone for 0 hull damage, 3 armor and 2 shield. Let's calculate that. So this is the skill 1, and in the skill 1 we have 5 damage, and then we have 10% of our attack power. So if we calculate that, first let's do the 10% of 18, so that's 0.1 times 18, 1.8 plus 5, so it is 6.8. So for the shield, it was half, like it took like 2 damage, 2 shield, right? So it is weak against shield, so let's see, it will be 4 gone, right? 4 damage gone from that. So we have 2.8 damage left over. So that's why we did 3 damage to the armor. I don't know where the rounding is happening. Oh yeah. Yeah. So the grinding was happening here. We seal the whatever percentage we get from here. So instead of, so where was our calculator? So it was like 18 times 0.1, that is 10% of 18. So it rounded this to 2, 2, and then we multiplied, sorry, we added the 5 to that, so we got 7 damage total, and shield took 4. I mean, it only reduced by 2, but since it's super weak against that, the kinetic damage is super weak against shield, so that will be double the amount. So that will be 4 gone from that, and we did 3 more damage to the armor because it's normal, there is no multiplier there. Okay, great. So let's do one more time, but we are in a cooldown right now. So I'm going to end the turn and let them do their thing, and you can see they are still waiting for like 1 second with a new method as well. And now I can do the same thing again, but this time the armor took like complete 7 damage. So this makes sense now, right? Let's end turn one more time and do the damage one more time. And this time Hull took double the damage, so 14 instead of 7. Yep, this is great. This is actually working. I'm going to add the second skill as well, and let's try this one. So this one has a little extra stuff. So in the skill 2, we have 15 flat damage plus 5% of attack power, and even the attack power should be like more now, because we have two stats, stats coming from 2 equipment. Yeah, no need to calculate this one more time, but you get the picture how it's working. Great. So this is working. What I'm going to do now is stage everything and commit this message saying something like create or implement the active skill single shot active skill. Yeah. Just before we do that, let me test this. Let me add like 5 seconds delay, and let's see if that works. So start battle, and when I do the damage, oh, that was not 5 seconds. We're not yeah. Okay, see, I knew we skipped something. So if we go to the take damage here, here instead of like hard coding this value, let's call info dot duration, the skill duration, and that should actually fix that. So the first skill still has 1 second delay, so we can do this. It only waited like 1 second for this. Now if we do the same thing with the second skill though, and there you go. So it is working as well. So I'm going to reset this back to 1 second, Go back to source tree, stage the new changes as well, and then implement a single shot active skill. Yep, commit these changes. Okay. Let's go for the multi shots now. Multi shot. So in the multi shot, um, a second. Let's log this. Go here. Create one more skill. And we'll call this one multi shot or skill 3. Here. Yeah, we need to first remove this and add the what? I duplicated this. I can just delete that, but just to be safe, I'm going to stage everything, reset all. So we go back to the previous state. Okay, great. Let's actually rename these skills. So this is a single shot skill. So single shot, and then we'll call this multi shot times 2. Nah, we can personalize them later. I'm going to call this multi shot, and this one, let me just copy this, paste, and in this I'm going to remove the class and add the multi shot class to that, I mean the script to that. Oh yeah, now we need to do the name thing. So base cooldown will be 2 turns for this, and energy cost will be 3, and scrap cost nothing yet, and the target type is enemy, and I want the damage per shot to be 1 1 3, or maybe 2 2 3, and the percentage as well. Let's go with 5%. Second one will be just to be different, I'm going to go with 2%, and then the final one will be like crazy, maybe 8%. So basically 2 plus 5 2 plus 5% of our total attack power, then again 2 plus 2% of total attack power, and then the final shot will be 3 plus 8%. So for the multi shot, we need the array for the duration as well. So let's create a float and call this delay push. Shot durations. Yeah, and let me actually define that in the inspector. First one will be 1 second, and then second one also 1 second, or maybe 0.5 is good, right? 0.5, 0.5, and the final shot will be 1.5, because it has some like charge build up for the last shot, I guess. Okay, so we can, I don't know what I changed in this scene, so we can just go to the script now, and let me reference my single shot, how I've done it. Yep. Okay. So now the delay should be inside this execute routine as well. Okay, so first we are going to copy these two. It will be the same for almost every skill maybe, and then yeah, let's apply the cooldown as well, and reduce the cost, energy as well, and for each damage per shot, we're going to get the damage like this. Yep. And damage per shot divided by 100, and then create a damage info, and we pass the damage shot duration like that. Okay, we don't need to wait for that like this, because we are passing the damage info and we are waiting for this coroutine to return, right? So naturally it's going to wait for that amount of time, so that's fine. And once everything is done, yeah, there is no cleanup here, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. This was like pretty easy to implement. So this will be weapon 2. Just drag and drop the multi-shot into that. While I'm at it, let's make sure the single shot is still there. Perfect. Press play. Go to new game. Battle. Let's just test the multi-shot. So right now we have 18.15 attack power. So validation works. Perfect. And once we start the battle, boom, boom, boom. And see, we did 1.5 shield damage. Oh, the 0.5 works. Okay, and then we did the 0.5 shield damage, the remaining shields gone, and then 2 armor, and the final damage was totally for the armor itself, which was 5. So let's calculate this quick. So in the multi-shot we have the final damage is 3 plus 8% of the 18.5. So let's quickly calculate that one. 8%, no, 8% is 0.008 times 18.15 sealed rounded, so this became actually 1 plus, how much was the actual damage? So it was 4. No, actually, okay, I see. So it did not floor it, it actually sealed it. So that 1.8 whatever became 2 plus 3 is 5, and we got that one. I think we should remove the sealing part, man. It's causing some confusion. Okay, the multi-shot also works, but let me just remove the ceiling and try again. Let's do the same for the single shot. Remove the ceiling like that. Save everything, go back to Unity. New game, battle. This was the skill. Battle. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so first one was 1.45 shield damage, and then this, and then this. Okay, let's now calculate everything. So we need to calculate how much was the total damage, right? For the first shot. So that would be, let's go to the stats, open our calculator, and this is 18.15 times 5%, so 0.05, so that is 0.9 plus 2, so it is 2.9. Yeah, 2.9. So we absorbed everything from that. So if we halve it, we got this result. So that's perfect. And the second shot was similar to that. I'm not gonna do this. Let's move on to the final shot, which was 3 plus 8%. So 0.08 times 18.15 and then plus 3. So we did that damage to the armor, and we got the skill cooldown as well. Yeah, this is great. Let's try one more time. Okay. Yeah, let's do it one more time, I guess. Okay, now we do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just realized something. What if the target is null? There, yeah, we got the missing reference error. And it's coming from the debug line. Target object. Because of this target game object dot name. So anyways, like I won't be destroying the game object immediately, just disable it. In fact, let's actually do that. Yeah, let's actually do that. Handle death. Inside this, we are going to disable the game object instead of destroying it. Game object dot set active false. Okay, I want to test this fast now, so I'm going to set this to 100. Let's play. In the first shot itself, the enemy should die, so let's test. Boom, and we got no error, which is perfect. this is perfect. I'm going to call that done. Make sure all the scripts are saved and go to those three, stage everything, and I'm going to copy the previous commit. Just change the skill name, multi-shot. Implement multi-shot active skill. Oh, let me change this back to, what was it? 2. Commit that as well. I mean, amend that to the latest commit, like that. Okay, we're done with. One second, let me see why we are not playing any songs. Music. We are done with that as well. It's been exactly 1 hour. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll do the final skill, which is the chain shot. And I'm back. S- So, let's have some rules how this should actually behave. So we have this max jump here, right? And also, we need to make sure that we don't hit the same target twice. And so basically, when we shoot something, when we select the target spaceship, to be precise, we need to look for all the spaceships that are close by and get the closest one, and then we are going to make that a new target. I mean, by doing this, we are going to also, you know what, maybe I think it's better to create a list of all the target ships. Yeah, so we create a new list, take all the targets, and then loop through those targets and execute the skill on each of them. And yeah, we have the damage fall as well per jump. So yeah, let's do that. If we have like more gems than the actual targets, we're just gonna ignore the rest of the damage, I guess. Or we could implement something like, if there is single enemy and we have like 5 gems for the skill, it can attack the same target again and again and again. We could do that. You know what, I think that's more fun, right? Also can be very powerful. I mean, fun is always good. Uh, we can always tweak the things not to be super OP, but I think that is like more fun. So we don't have to limit. We don't have to ignore the targets that have already been damaged. We can have a yeah, we can just check. We can have a single target, single field to hold the previous target, and we make sure that we don't pick that as long as there is another enemy. If not, we can just ignore and just do the whole thing on a single target. Okay. Again, I'm going to go to the British shot this time. Yeah, and copy these, replace this, and now yeah, wait, what, we can no, wait. So let's do the for each loop. For loop, yeah, for loop. For each jump, I'm going to calculate damage mass. Bro, what are you doing? Just get the actual damage, man. Um, wait, what? Oh yeah, because of the damage fall off. I see. Okay, that's fine. We can have the max. So it is at least 0, not negative. And then damage percent of AP also, we are maxing it to either 0 or a positive value. And then total damage is this plus this times this one. Yeah, and then damage info will be this. Okay, then we start coroutine and pass this target like that. Okay, for the next target we are going to wait for that to take the damage, and then for the next target we can call where next target. We don't have a target system. We have the enemy spawner dot instance. There is no instance there. Let's go and create that. Public static enemy spawner instance. Oh wait, yeah. So we okay. So in awake, let's set the set the instance to this. Yeah. What else? And now we need to expose the spawn enemies. I'm going to simply call public list of spaceships, enemy spaceships. Yeah, we need to change this. Yeah, let's actually do this while we are at it. Enemy spaceship. There you go. And there. Okay. And now on enemy spawned, we actually don't need to pass this list and have a duplicate inside the turn manager. We can come back there and fix it in a second. Turn manager, remove the pond ship field and use the spawner. SPA on or spawners field. Okay. Spawner instance. All right. Now that we are done with that, we can go back to this, get the spawned instance dot spawned on enemies, find the ship where ship is actually alive, meaning is alive, meaning it has like more than 0 hull, and yeah, we need to do this thing as well, right? I mean, we need to make sure that it's not the previous target, but it's not like hard rule. It's just a probability. I mean, a preference, I guess. If there are any, we don't do that. Okay, give me a second to think about this. If there are like more enemy ships, then we are going to do that. All right, so here, instead of doing all that, I'm going to go with if where next target will be null. We can't do the null. Enemy spaceship, new enemy spaceship. Here we can go with enemy spaceship is null, and then yeah, close this distance like that, and then we're going to loop through every enemy ship like this, not turn manager, but enemy spawner. You know what? We already had that in the enemy. You know what? I think that actually makes more sense instead of having the spawner as an instance. So I'm going to undo these changes and actually go to the turn manager, and we have the enemy spaceships right there. You know what? No. I'm not gonna keep on changing these things. We're just gonna do that. Go back here. Make this enemy spawner. And spawned enemies. For each spawned enemy, we are going to check if the enemy is not the target ship, and enemy is alive. If so, we are going to check their distance, and not the target, man. Distance between target spaceship and yeah, right, target spaceship and that. And then if the distance is closest, we are going to set that to the distance and set the next target. And once we exit from the loop, if the target is null, if the target is null, if the current current target spaceship is alive, then no, wait a minute. So if it's not null, let's do the if it's not null. If it's not null, we are simply going to set the target spaceship to the next, as the next target. Yeah. And we go to the next loop. No. We need to do the damage one more time, right? No, we go to the next loop and do the damage then. So at jump 0, we did the damage to the actual target, the initial target, and then in jump 1, we've set the new target, so we're going to do the damage to that one. Let's say we had 3 jumps, and the final jump, in the jump 2, jump equals 2, we are going to again look for that and then do the damage there. So 3 times done. What we need to do here is, if the next target is not equal to null, we are going to set it to this one. But if it is null, if the next target is null, the current target is still the same, the last ship. Yeah. So basically, we can just make sure that the current ship is alive, like that. Instead of yield break, I'm just gonna hit continue. So it just does the loop. Uh, Wait, have I missed something? Yeah, it won't be null. One second. Yeah, because we are not destroying the game objects anymore, so it will never be null. But not a bad idea to do a null check there. Or you know what? Let me actually remove that null check. And if we hit an error, we can go to the actual source, actual cause, and fix it. No need for the band-aids. Yeah. Okay, this is great. Looking great. Let's see if it actually works. I think enemies spawned, invoke spawned enemies. Why? Yeah, because of the type mismatch. We changed this to this one, right? So while I'm at it, let me actually fix that as well. I don't need to do that. In fact, we don't need this event at all. Okay. So we can go to the turn manager now, and here we have enemy spaceship, right? So we can remove and go to this method first. So we are simply setting that to that. I'm going to remove that like that, and then remove these as well. Okay, and finally similar to this, because the player shape is coming from the previous scene, it is always there, but the spawner is in the same scene as this one, so we need to be careful when to assign that. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to move both of these to the bottom like this, and this one, the player ship, is actually going to return a player ship instance like that. So we can remove this now, and this one is going to return enemy spawner instance dot spawned enemies. Now to convert, I'm going to do that right here. Enemy spaceship like that. And any more errors? Let's rename this as well. This will be player ship like that, and this one will be enemy ships. Let's quickly glance at the whole script and see if there are any errors. No errors. So that should take care of that issue as well. Let me quickly make this done and go back to our... Okay, this is also done. We made one more multi-shot, also done, and now we are doing the chain, which should be done now. Create a duplicate, call this chain shot, and actually remove this at chain shot, So base cooldown will be, let's go with 1, so I can test it again and again. Energy cost is 1. Then targets are enemies, so let's do that. Initial damage will be um, so there is a fall off, right? So let's go with 10. Then initial damage percentage of attack power, this will be, let's go with 10 again. 10 plus 10%. Then damage fall off per jump should be 5%, right? And then damage percent, oh, I see that. Damage, wait, let me see how we are calculating the damage fall off. So for the initial damage, for the damage, we're going to get the initial damage minus damage fall off times jump. It's going to multiply the damage fall off per jump. Right. And then we are oh yeah, okay, we are removing that. Okay, give me a second. What do we do? So we are starting with 10, right? So in the next jump it is going to be 10 minus 5. Let's go with the max 1 damage at least. My bad. 1%. I mean 0% is fine. Yeah, let's just go with 1%. Or we can go with like 1. Let's say 10. What's 10 times 0.3? Okay, so 30% of 10 is 3, right? So let's go with damage fall off, initial damage fall off of 3 again. And oh, sorry, my bad. Here, this will be 3. And then damage percent of damage fall off for the percentage, that will be also 3%. Max jump will be 3. Okay, now we can go to the weapons. I'm going to replace the second skill with the chain shot. Press play. New game, battle. This is the second skill. So the validation works. Start battle. We have 18.15 AP. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. It hit 3 times. And in the first shot, it was the highest. So that is 2 plus 2 is 4 plus almost 8. So 12 damage in the first shot. And in the second shot, it was again 4 plus 4. Let's go with 4. Close to 9. So 8 damage. So 12, 8. And then the final shot was 4 plus 0.5. So 12, 8, and then 5. Something like that. Yeah, that works. Let's see if they all have different armor. Yeah, on these things. Okay, so when I end turn, because cooldown should still be working, so end turn, take their damage and try one more time. The objective is to delete this guy first and then see how the other thing behaves. I'm not gonna take the damage one more time, just gonna unequip and equip one more time. Okay, 1 2 3, and then yeah, this time I'm gonna end turn. I can tank that. And now, so if I attack this one, this will be destroyed. 1 2, and it got the same target twice. One more time. There you go, like that. Boom. And yeah, it did not throw any errors, which is fine. In turn, skip reward, go to menu. We can't come back to this again, we need to implement that. What else? What if there were only one target? Yeah, let's test that one as well, like from the beginning. Let's actually do this. So I'm going to do, okay, what if I select the middle one? 1 2 and 1. Yeah, that's what we are going for. I'm gonna, yeah, let's end the turn, and then I'm going to boom boom boom. Yeah, okay, we need full targets for this, so I'm going to remove this like that. I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, now we only have one target and it has 30 hull left. Boom boom, awesome. So chain is also done. Let's go. I'm going to stage everything. Get the previous commit, copy, paste, and replace this with chain shot. Chain shot. Implement chain shot. Scale. Yeah. Okay. That should be good place to stop. So I'm going to call this done as well. So the next idea was to have some VFX as a placeholder or something, so I have more clarity on the architecture, overall architecture. So the first one is a single shot. It does not need any VFX. It needs a sound. We can attach that to the prefab itself, and then the multi-shot also. Yeah, I guess, because I mean the third shot can be like right? A little screen shake and everything for that. Yeah, that can be done with the prefab itself. Okay. The third one, the chain shot. I want a line renderer to draw from the targets. But yeah, we need to, like, we can create a prefab with different material line renderer and assign it to the prefab and have it spawn that line renderer, and make it move between the game objects. Can be done. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think we'll stop here. This was actually, this is how this is how I feel after a good night's sleep. Well, it's not really a good night's sleep. I did not sleep yesterday, but I slept for like 1.5, 2 hours right before I streamed. So from 2 days, I have slept for 2 hours max, I guess. But I'm feeling refreshed. Okay. That all. Then I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.